I They are clearing years of debris. Generally, an archaeological takes up to 3 to 4 months in a season. For every month an archaeologist spends in the field, there are 3 months of research looking at the finds. But in 1999, we embarked on the 3 years of intensive work, an archaeological marathon. We mapped out a ground plan and evacuated as much as possible as quickly as we could because the area was endangered by land use. Modern Cairo extends to the foot of the Giza Plateau. For 3 years we cleared the mud and debris and waste which had covered the site of the lost city. Edges of the area have already been built on, and one of the parts can't be evacuated because it lies under a soccer field. Town plans. As we cleared the area, we could map the outlines of the city walls to get the overall plan of the city and evacuate selected parts through the research and mapping. We know that the city collapsed and was gradually covered over. Vats and pots, fragments of huge bell-shaped bread vats were found alongside beer jars and other pots. Bread and beer were the parts of Egyptian workers' diet. That perhaps for mixing bread dough. In the bakeries, John Lethher reports findings at one of the bakeries revealed at the site. The first two bakeries were uncovered in 1991, filled with black ash. In each one, large vats for mixing and kneading dough were found embedded on the floor. That might have been due to climate shift and reduction in rainfall. A dry current levels of Ardita and wind scarring the site with sand as it blew in off the western desert, causing the site to erode to waist or ankle level. Digging the dirt. Although we have modern technologies to help with dating and measuring instructions, much of our work remains. Very traditional. Our main tools are, are still a mason shovels, a mason trowels, and a brush. It's painstaking work, shifting layers of soil, but essential. It's important we don't get the layer of soil mixed up. We scrape away and look at the changes in the layers. If we see red under a dark layer, we stop there. We have separated basket to collect material found. Number for each material. We sift the soil for information, tiny animal and fish, and bird bones, fragments of mud stoppers, impressed with hieroglyphics, fragments of chipped flint, digging maniacally and labeling finds. As we went over the years, the site and the team grew bigger and bigger. Team of Specialists, AERA, is a truly international team with members from Scandinavia, Britain, Japan, Germany, France, Holland, uh, Portugal, Poland, and of course many Egyptians and Americans. We have a large team of archaeologists and specialists from many disciplines and different expertise. Archaeological teams look at things like seeds, plants, remains. Specialists in zoological look at animal remains, so we know what kind of fish was eaten and where the bones come from. To see where the castle was kept in the area, geologists look at the soil itself. Then they can tell us about the environment at the time, the geological history of the area. And other experts look at chipstone to see the tools the pyramid builders used and how they were made and used. The whole team evacuated skeletons from an ancient burial ground here. It was cut into the city long after the Fourth Dynasty settlement was abandoned. Archaeologists specialized in excavating and analyze human skeletons. They record evidence of how people lived and possibly how they might have died. They date burials on the basis of the pottery found the grave. Almost all the skeletons have evacuated on a site date to the late period after 664 BCE. Dates for the day. All, uh, all in all, we have around 30 archaeologists on the site and 200 at 20, 30 to 30 students helping as they learn. At some sites, especially in more remote areas, archaeologists may have to stay in tents and makeshift camps. But the Giza Plateau is so close to the city of Cairo that we can rent a big villa near the site. Many of us stay in the villa or in apartments or in a hotel. Uncovering the bare racks. Walls for galleries like army barracks where many people could sleep in a small area were found in the middle of the site. That is where pyramid builders probably lived. Meet the experts. What we have found here must exist in other sites. There's still a lot more for me and other archaeologists to do in Egypt. Logging the loot. We have found thousands and thousands of fragments of bones and charcoal, over a million pieces of pottery. We collect and label and log everything. We have huge stores of ceramics. One of our specialist ceramics, Anna Woodwanska, identifies the pottery pieces and enters them into database. Searching for seals. Ancient Egyptians sealed everything from doors to storage boxes to food in pots, to keep them shut and stop others from opening them. There were mud seals and hieroglyphics stamped on them. By looking carefully, the impressions they left epographers back in the laboratory, catalyzing every single fragment of charcoal, pottery, sealing, and bone is sealed in bags and labeled. Medical reeling begins on site, but there are still storerooms full of stamps to be identified and analyzed in the laboratory. Experts who study ancient writing can translate what was on the original seals and work out what they were used for. It's like fitting pieces of a puzzle. Data confirm seals and ceramics are among our largest finds at the site, and they are essential for telling us that this was indeed the lost city of pyramid builders. They date from the Middle to late Fourth Dynasty, where Egyptians were building the second and third Giza pyramids for Pharaoh Khufu. Are 2,558 to 200 to 2,532 BCE, and Menkaure. Making maps as director, I was not happy while just telling everyone what to do. I like to get involved. My main area of interest is mapping and surveying. It's important to make a comprehensive report of the site so we can look at the whole picture and ask what story is telling. We can plot all the finds and all the data is geological, physical information, having GIS or our geographical information system was moved archaeology on, with its layers of precise information about the site. For instance, we can easily see details such as where the prime beef castle bones were found and notes on the distribution. It turns out that not everyone on the site was eating beef. The workers are eating sheep, goats, and catfish. The city unfound. And through analyzing all the information, we have built up a picture of the city as a careful planned site. On the ancient wall of the crown ruins between the pyramid and the lost city, beyond the walls there were four blocks of galleries for the workers in the room revealed where the eastern townhouse was evacuated. It revealed a domestic structure more like a private house and the galleries used by the builders, with the raised platform for sleeping on. Center and the facilities such as bakery and decorating stalls and a large storage building. There were larger townhouses to the west, possibly for rich overseers, a central administration enclosure, and smaller houses to the east. There were huge silos for storing grain in the center of the administrative enclosure, with restricted access. We found little tokens made of mud that might have been used as counters, some shaped like little loaves. This building might extend for another 300 feet, 100 meters beneath a modern soccer field next to our site. A screen near you. Laser scanning has also helped the process along. We conduct a survey of the site using infrared and laser scanning systems to find the measurements. It used the techniques to map a monument. Now you run a laser beam over space or queen's tombs. The laser records the points and a computer program produces a 3D image. You can do the same with a house, scan the rooms, and plug systems in the computer scheme and call up the information. Aside the building a computer model of the settlement, we also physically built a model of the Eastern townhouse on the platform of the sand and mud above the original while preserving the remains of the ancient building beneath. From evacuating to education, the teaching side of AERA is very important. We run a field school working with Egyptian Supreme Council of Antiquities, the governmental authority for all archaeological sites. I'm also a research associate at the Ordinary Institute of the University of Chicago at the Harvard Semitic Museum in the U.S. Future project: I could spend another career excavating parts we haven't yet uncovered and conserving them for future generations. We have found here for the fourth dynasty pyramid builders that exist in other sites. There is still a lot more for me and other archaeologists to do in Egypt. Rebuilding the townhouse, 3D mapping of the Giza Plateau. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.